Missouri's Republican Attorney General is now claiming in a lawsuit that Starbucks, they did a DEI, and not only a DEI so bad that it's breaking the law and it might be ruining your mocha latte, and it needs to stop, okay? So they say that Starbucks has violated federal and state laws prohibiting race discrimination, okay? Because of their commitment to allowing people of all races to work there. That is now, again, everything's been turned on its head. And if you hire anyone other than just white people, you are discriminating based on race. So they say that, he says, Starbucks' commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion is mere pretext for its actual commitment to unlawful discrimination. In other words, this is a quote. Since 2020, Starbucks workforce has become more female and less white. That's a direct quote. And he said that as evidence that they are breaking the law. You look at it and they have more women and more people who are white. So clearly they've broken the law. That's what passes for an argument, a legal argument in this time. And he says that because of this, Missouri's consumers are required to pay higher prices. He has not demonstrated that. He's just asserting that it costs you more. And wait longer for goods and services that could be provided for less had they employed the most qualified workers, regardless of their race, color, sex, or national origin. Because he is assuming, as all of these people do, that if you are not white, you are obviously not as qualified. And for some reason, you have to pay more because they hired bad workers. And the reason he's adding all of this, despite his inability or unwillingness to demonstrate it with evidence, is if you just tell people, oh, it's bad, they're being mean to white people, that doesn't win over enough people. You need to pretend that there's an economic aspect to this, even though, again, he has not demonstrated that. Now, they say that's not how it works at all. We hire the most qualified workers. We just want to make sure that we're not discriminating against people for not being white, for not being men, the way hiring practices worked for literally decades and decades and decades. And so in this time though, Sharon, he doesn't even have to have evidence. It's Donald Trump. I think he'll win on this. What do you think?
I think you're right. Because again, you have to consider the context, the climate, everything. And when you put all that stuff in a big bowl, yes, I think he can absolutely do it, okay? We're talking about Starbucks and the right to buy a $10 latte. And that's like part of, will you stop, okay? We can't even afford the coffee. And maybe more women applied. Maybe there's more women. I don't know, and I don't care, okay? This is the nonsense and the distraction that's going on. It is constant. That I don't have a solution to, how the media is supposed to navigate this constant distraction while they steal everything from the Treasury. But just make it stop. Can you just make it stop? Because I'm getting a migraine. I'm actually getting a migraine now.
You need some caffeine, I think. Yeah, right. People are pointing out in the chat, there are more women than men in this country. So if you're hiring more men than women, aren't you violating the demographics of our nation? Clearly, you're biased in the way you're hiring. Now, it's obviously more complicated than that, but yeah, no, this is just insane. So like, again, DEI now means not only not what it actually means or was intended to do, but the exact opposite.
That's right.
So we're anti-DEI, we're anti-inclusion, and I want more white people. And I demand that you give me more white people because I don't like inclusion.
That's a meme.
Okay, it doesn't make sense to a rational person. It doesn't make sense to a sane person at all. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.